Hey Shannon, let's take a look at your week 6 final project here. When I take a look at this drawing and take a look at the last one, we can see a lot of differences, a lot of changes that have been made, and I think for the most part, really overall it's for the better. A lot more variation now than I think what we were seeing before. Some colors being substituted, some elements getting color when there wasn't color before, and then just the added value range in place. It feels like a night scene now, whereas this felt like I don't know when's kind of scene. It definitely has kind of a darker, better balanced overall feel to things, and there's some colors that got muted. The turquoise definitely got muted down, but things that got darker, that should I think have gotten darker, like the closet, like a lot of the shading, to me feels a lot better. The lighting situation is also kind of a nice surprise, where you're working very directly with where the light is going, how it's hitting elements, and how it's kind of affecting the environment. So I think overall things are looking very, very good. I don't have much to give you in terms of kind of criticisms. I think a lot of the things that we discussed in the last kind of assignment, you've done a good job of just kind of systematically going through them and making those revisions. There's minor qualms, like now that the cabinet is brown, the bookshelf is brown, it'd be nice to see just a glimmer of a texture in place in some of the shelving, some of the sides and things like that. I think with the addition of color in the curtain, you lose a little bit of that kind of form. I don't notice the pencil mark as much, so now it just kind of feels more like a wrinkled kind of surface, rather than one that has folds in place. So a little bit more value change could be done in some of those areas, as well. But they're minor. They're more textural than anything else. I don't think that they necessarily affect the composition as a whole. It's just kind of a really isolated area. It does a good job, I would just say, on all the things that we really want to consider when we're taking a look at these projects, final projects, and how they kind of sum up the class in your own terms. Perspective feels very good, lighting feels very good. I think the marker usage is very consistent. The fills are very consistent when you have a lot of color being put down. There's a good amount of texture where you're mixing colored pencil and marker. You're dealing with the lighting, you're dealing with texture, a variety of which is very easily discernible, from the carpet to the wicker to the flatter areas, and even kind of having a glass texture in there. So it's a modest scene, I think, but it's one that has been done extremely well, and that has a few kind of kinks in it, having some spaces within the interior that kind of open it up a little bit more, and having some variation like furniture. It doesn't, I think, feel simple, even though it's a modest scene, and I think you've done probably everything you possibly could with the marker, the perspective, the drawing, and the colored pencil. So really, I think, a great way to end the class, and one that has a project that does, I think, show all the things that you've learned, and also shows how well you can pull them off.